Sierra Leone, the history and the effects of decolonization. In the 1400s, the two dominant tribes, the Temne and the Mende, settled in what is currently known as Sierra Leone, along with 15 other tribes. The Temne took the northern portion, while the Mende scattered across the south. These two tribes will be significant in starting the historical relationship between the British and the tribes. Once the state became known for its goods, European traders were regularly buying ivory, timber, and slaves from the two tribes. The British took even more interest and time with Sierra Leone tribes by freeing slaves from the Americas. After freeing them, the British brought them back to their homeland and created the Province of Freedom. The Province of Freedom was later changed to Freetown after becoming one of Britain's first colonies in West Africa in 1808. Britain sends a governor over to rule over the Gold Coast in Ghana and Gambia, who was housed in Freetown until 1874, watching over the economy and production of diamonds. But in 1898, Britain betrays the Leonans Trust. They commence the taxman on huts to pay for the quote-unquote privilege of the British administration, causing two rebellions in the hinterland by the Temne and the Mende. The war cut off Britain from all of its foreign trade, and it had built up millions of dollars of debt, causing them to lose control of their land and their colonies. The decolonization process in Sierra Leone was not one that was expected. There was not many signs considering that their relationships were far better than other parts of Africa. When they gained independence in 1961, there were still financial corruptions and conflict along with civil unrest. Due to this, the government was starting its long, rocky road of political turmoil for the next few decades. They opted for a parliamentary system and chose their prime minister. Siaka Stevens was the president of Sierra Leone. He formed his own APC in 1960 and was opposition leader from 1961, the year Sierra Leone gained its independence from Britain, to when the APC won the 1967 election. Stevens was then overthrown in a military coup the same year, only days after being sworn in to be prime minister, then recalled from exile in Guinea after another coup 13 months later. He then requested troops from the Guinea to quell the protests surrounding his installation as executive president in 1971. Then in 1978, he declared Sierra Leone to be a one-party state. He then stepped down peacefully in 1985 in favor of his handpicked successor, but then was put under house arrest in 1987 because he was suspected to be plotting a coup attempt. Both prime ministers of Sierra Leone were to be expected of embezzling money from their country. The Revolutionary United Front originally started off as a rebel group who were infuriated by the Sierra Leone government and military. They were both corrupt and were unfair and dishonest to the people of Sierra Leone. So the RUF decided to do something about it. So the main goals of the RUF is to change or overthrow the corrupt dictatorship and insert their own more democratic system into Sierra Leone. Although the road to democracy wasn't very clean, after nearly 17 years of political turmoil, it was reorganized as a one-party state. Momo agreed to establish a multi-party democracy, and a new constitution was ratified. Here is an overview of the Civil War in Sierra Leone. The government was first a parliamentary system, and then after that there was an attempted coup by the RSLMF, which led to Siaka joining with the APC. That led to the RUF having a conflict with the APC. Shortly after that, the RUF had a conflict with the NPRC. And after that, Cabo was elected, resulting in a coup by the AFRC. And that resulted in the RUF joining with the AFRC. After that, the RUF was kicked out, and it was finally the end of the Civil War. In world history, my group read a book about a man named Ishmael and his experiences in the Civil War. The war resulted in a broken country, broken families, and broken homes. Ishmael not only had to leave his family, his home, and everything he knew, which is stressful enough and heartbreaking enough, he also had to fight every day unwillingly for himself, his friends, and his country just to stay alive.